Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Luxor. We're back. It's time to squish some bugs. So how are all of you guys doing today? You guys doing good? Hope so. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. Hope everyone's having a good day today. And that there's good vibes all around. So recently, about a week ago, I went to the Indy 500. Now, for as long as I can remember, since I've been about 6, I've been going to the Indy 500 with my grandparents. And also the day before, there's a parade for all the race car drivers. They've also got a ton of cool floats in there. Now recently, my grandma gave me a photo album. There was a bunch of baby pictures of me. And apparently I've been going to at least the parade since I was like 2. Because there's a picture of me in a stroller, just chilling watching the floats go by. Then my little brother started going around the same age, 6 or 7. We got him into this tradition. And all things considered, it's actually pretty fun to do every year. Now, the dreaded double 20, we didn't do it. And then, I think the year after they brought it back. So I think it was just that one year, with the thing we don't talk about, where it happened. So, Friday evening, we drive down to good old Indiana. We get to my grandma's house, and we'll have a little cookout, we'll have some dinner. Now, going to Indiana, we lose an hour, because they're an hour ahead of Illinois. But on the flip side, when we drive back home, we gain an hour. So if anyone has work the next day, it's very easy to plan. Get a nice little advantage there. So we got there, ate some burgers, and then we started watching the basketball game. Now for Indiana, the team is called the Pacers, named after the pace cars. If you don't know what the pace car is, it's basically a regular car. And when there's a crash, or if the track is messed up, and all the race cars gotta go slow, they all just stay behind the pace car. Basically just keeps everybody where they need to be at. So on Saturday, we go in the parking garage, then we go watch the parade. Now one thing they do every year, which is pretty cool, they'll have balloons that are shaped like race helmets. So it's 4 guys per balloon. They'll come, they'll do a little twirl, they'll run around a couple times, make it spin, and they keep going. Now, we got very lucky this year, because usually when we go there, the summer weather starts to kick in. It's like 85, 90, and the humidity goes crazy. So we're either sweating or we're burning from the sun, or both. Yeah, I got really careful because I burn very easily. So if I'm out in the sun for 10 minutes, I'm already Larry the Lobster. Like a frickin' vampire over here. Now, it almost rained. It got very close to raining, but it didn't. It was very overcast this year, so it was way down in the 50s and 60s. So it was one of those rare years where it was actually kind of nice. We weren't just melting. Now, one thing I will say about the parking garage, they really need to find a better system of paying. Because like everything else, they want you to do it online. So you come up to the little gate, you call the number, or you scan a code. And it gives you a link where you can pay later. And then once you click that link, or once you get it, the little mechanical arm goes up and you can drive through. But what someone didn't realize is we're under some frickin' concrete, so you can't really use your phone that well down there. So it takes forever, a line forms, and something almost always goes wrong with either the payment system or, like I said, there's no Wi-Fi down there. Now, with both the parade and the race, you gotta have some good legs, because there's a lot of walking. From the car to our seats in the parade is about 20-minute walk, 25-minute walk. And then for the race, we park in this neighborhood, we just park on the street. And then from there to the stadium to our seats is about 45 minutes. Now, I've been doing this for over a decade, so I've gotten very efficient at it. The walk doesn't even feel long anymore. But my brother, he needs some practice. He's gotta stop skipping leg day. Now, not this year, but a couple years ago, one of the balloons almost popped. So towards the end of the parade, this big balloon comes. It's a giant race car driver. He's got the helmet, he's holding a steering wheel, and he's got these big old boots. And right where our seats are, there's this traffic light that they have to get the balloon under. And when they come up to this traffic light, they'll lay him down, they'll play limbo, and then they'll stand it back up. Well, a couple years ago, he biffed the traffic light, he biffed the pole, and he starts bending all weird. They were like, oh, he's gonna pop, he's gonna pop. But he slid under, and he just narrowly avoided being executed. Now, I have seen that famous video the day Barney died. I thought he was gonna pull a Barney, but thankfully that did not happen. And then this year, he made it past the traffic light, but one of the people carrying the balloon wasn't paying attention, and his line got caught in a tree. And everyone starts shouting, including us. We're like, guy in the black, the tree, your line's in the tree. And he looks up, he's like, oh. Then he backs up and gets out of the tree. This whole cascade of leaves comes down. Oh, and probably the best part, they were giving away free Mountain Dew and free Baja Blast. So they're doing a promotion this year for Mountain Dew. They had a banner in the sky, Do the Dew. And yeah, we went up to this green tent and we got free Mountain Dew. And the can, the picture was original, it was 1948 Green Mountains. Now, this race was actually pretty interesting. So, Keanu Reeves was there. He was by, like, where the green flag is. Now, I'm not 100% sure. It could have just been someone that looked like him, but I can't say for certain. But my grandpa was in the bathroom, and we were waiting for him to come out so we could go to our seats. And a guy that looks like Keanu Reeves walks out of the bathroom and walks past me. And I didn't say anything, because like I said, I didn't know if it was him or not. I was doing a double take, like, eh. But that wasn't the only celebrity. There was also Tom Brady. Now, when Tom Brady appeared, he was the one driving the pace car. Everyone started booing. Now, according to my grandma, Indiana hates Tom Brady because he supposedly cheated in a game where he deflated the ball so the other team, like, couldn't win. And they caught him doing it, and they still ended up winning the game. Now, I haven't looked into it. I'm just going off of what my grandma said, but that's why they were booing. And it was kind of funny. Every time that he appeared on the big screen or he drove by, everyone was like, boo! Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Get out of town. And then at a certain point, I think he knew that he really wasn't going to win these people over. So then when they started booing, he just smiled and gave a thumbs up, like, yeah, you hate me. I know. I'm Tom Brady. What you gonna do about it? So the race starts, and immediately someone goes off the track and they didn't crash, but like they spun out enough where there was too much damage to the car and he was unable to continue. So we get to not even lap 2 and there's already a yellow flag. Now real quick, green flag is pedal to the metal, race, you're good to go. Now yellow flag is if there's a minor crash and they have to clean up the track of debris. When there's a yellow flag, the car's got to go slower, and you have to hold your position. So for example, if you're in 3rd place, and the yellow flag comes out, you can't pass, you have to stay in 3rd place. And then once they clean up whatever happened, then it's back to green flag. Red flag is they have to completely stop the race, because multi-car crash, or just something wrong with the track. So if it's a red flag, it's a huge problem and they gotta stop the race until they get it fixed. Now fun fact, there's also a black flag, which is the same thing as a red flag, but the reason is different. Red flag is stopping the race due to a crash. Black flag stops due to weather. So if there's rain or a tornado, then that's the black flag. Now, not this year, but the year before, there was a rain delay. It wasn't a sprinkle, it was a full-blown downpour. Now, we were prepared, we had ponchos. Now, if you don't know what a poncho is, it's basically a garbage bag that you wear to keep yourself dry. So we're in our trusty garbage bags, weathering out the storm. And you know what they say, you're not a true race fan until you've sat through a rain delay. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know the lore of all the racers and what the rankings are. I just like a good race. I like to see cars, I like to see them go fast. So anyway, back to the lap 1.5 yellow flag. So the guy that did end up spinning out, he was real upset. He was on the verge of a crash out. He walks out. Sorry, I know I'm jumping all over the place here. So, my grandparents have their seats, but my dad and my brother have their own seats, and sometimes we switch. So some years I'll be with Grandma and Grandpa, and my brother will be with my dad. Or sometimes my brother will be with my grandparents and I'll be with my dad. My dad's seats are really, really high up, so you can see a really good stretch of the track. And when you're that high up in the sky, you get a nice cool breeze. But you also get cooked by the sun. My grandparents' seats are a lot closer. They're right up there in the pits. So you can't see as much of the track, but you're a lot closer. And we're right under an awning where there's more seats, so you get a nice little sun shield. Now, we're all used to it being 90 degrees at this event, so the fact that it was low 60s, my grandparents were very cold. Like the whole race, like, man, I am freezing. I'm about to go buy a $300 hoodie. And I will admit, it was nice, but it was also like, wow, not what I was expecting. And this year, I was with my grandparents, so we got to see all the pit stops. So when someone needs gas or new tires. And I will say that is pretty cool to watch. Well, that's twice in a row I've just sniped the guy with the fire gun. It is cool seeing the car come up, and they just go, and they're all good. Wish it was that fast with my car. I pull into the gas station, give me new tires, full gas tank, and you're good to go. Now, there's 33 cars in the Indy 500. Apparently, everybody wins money. Even if you come in dead last, you still get something. Now, we always like to buy this little newspaper that tells you who's racing, like, who they are, and it gives you some other little tidbits of information. Apparently, if you come in first place, now it probably changes year to year, but this year, coming in first, you get $4.8 million. And I made a joke like, the guy that came in last probably gets us $100. So even if you lose, you don't really lose, you still get something. I will say, I could never be a race car driver. The thought of going 250 plus miles an hour straight into the concrete wall, not really my style. Now I know the technology's gotten a lot better. They have really good roll cages, and there's a lot of safety nets in place. But still, like, that's... You get hurt, you're really gonna get hurt. Now, in my 15, 20-ish years of going to this thing, thankfully I've never seen anyone get injured. And that's also really amazing. They have these huge crashes and they walk out. Apparently the cars aren't that heavy either, they're pretty light. Well, I guess they have to be to go fast. So yeah, the guy that spun out in lap 2, you know, he's on the big screen, because you can see the track, and there's also a big TV that shows you what's happening. He's got his head in his hands, he's about to cry, he's about to explode. And then he calms down a little bit and he gives us a little speech. It's like, you know what, at the end of the day, it was my fault. Shouldn't have done that maneuver. You know, we'll get him next time. So he did end up taking it on the chin. Now this year, it might have been a record. There were at least 8 or 9 cars that either had a car malfunction or crashed. Now, that's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world, because this has also happened. I've seen this a lot, where it could be a fuel pump or a gasket, but something in your race car just stops working, and like, yep, you're done. Like, if my car... I know I just said a minute ago that I don't want to crash, but if I'm going to be in the Indy 500, and I'm not going to come in first, like, my car's going to fail, I want to go out with a bang. Like, I want to crash. I don't want to just go out like a wet fart. Like, the car just gave up. The car just stopped working. Like, it wasn't even the driver's fault. Just the car gave up. Now, apparently I heard somewhere, or Grandma heard somewhere, my grandparents are very big race fans. They do follow the lore. It was either new engines or something new with the cars. And they were still testing them out, so there were a lot of cars that went out this year. One guy pitted, and mid-pit stop, the car just caught on fire. Now, thankfully, he was okay. They immediately extinguished the fire. And then later it was revealed it was a fuel pump that was bad. Then one guy, he came in the pits, he came in a little too fast, ended up hitting one of the crew members, the pit members. That wasn't a full strike. Like, he stopped once he hit him, but he still made contact. He seemed to be okay. He walked it off. And then middle of the race, there was a 3-car crash. I think 2 cars were trying to pass each other, and then they spun out and took a 3rd car with them. Now my question is, what happens if you're mid-race and you gotta take a deuce? Do they have those suits like they give actors and actresses? Like, so they can just go on the go? You know what I mean? Like, if there's $5 million on the line, I will more than happily soil myself and just keep driving. Just get some Febreze on that, get some Velvet Mischief, and just... it's fine. Now this happens almost every year at the Indy 500. This happens quite a bit. But this year it happened like 5 times as much. What happens is they clean up the track and they bring the green flag back out. And someone goes too gun-ho and tries to pass like 4 people. And then end up causing another crash and going back to yellow. Like, alright, green flag, bro. Oh, nope, yellow. Alright, we got the green. Oh, nope, nope, it's yellow again. That, nope. That, nope. Like, not even 10 seconds, there ought to be a yellow. Now, I'm no NASCAR expert, but my ideal strategy would be hang out near the front of the pack, like I tried to stay like between 4th and 10th place. And then the last lap and a half, pull a whip and just gun it to the max. Just go really fast. Kind of like runners, how they'll save their energy towards the end and they'll just bolt. Do that with the car. I don't know if that would work, but it'd be worth a shot. Also, a lot of pit penalties this year. Mainly going too fast in the pits. Apparently the speed limit in there is 60. Now, speaking of people getting hit by cars. Now, there is parking in the stadium, but obviously that's crazy expensive. Now, the walk to the stadium is actually an experience. So first, you've got your scalpers. So, my grandma buys next year's race tickets as soon as the race ends. Because we want to be ready for next year. Now, these tickets go for like $140, $150. And there's people that somehow get them cheap, but then they sell them for way higher. They flip them. You'll see people in the streets like, tickets! You got tickets! 150, 160, come on and get no tickets! Now, my grandma had an extra ticket. I'm guessing someone couldn't go. I'm not sure, maybe it was my aunt. But she was trying to sell the ticket. Like, hey, is anyone buying tickets? And keep in mind, she paid $150, started at $90, and for every guy that said no to the next guy, she would go a little lower. Went from $90 to $80 to $70 to $60. She eventually sold it for $20. Yeah, that's a huge mark down, but hey, you got something. And then you got all the race fans. Now, usually you'll see a lot of shirtless people, but because it was cooler, that didn't really happen. Now, unfortunately, when you're walking, especially because we're in a group, you pretty much have to bulldoze your way through the crowd. Because there's no direction whatsoever. Like, everyone's just doing their own thing, everyone's plowing into each other. It's all just part of the experience. Now, we got extorted for the first time. I'm surprised it took this long. But there was some crazy lady that was charging people to street park, which is illegal, but she definitely looked like the type where if we didn't pay her, she was probably going to key our car or something. So we just gave her $10. And the guy I wanted to win came in 25th, because his car, he got the sad ending, his car just stopped working. It wasn't a crash, just said, I'm done. So yeah, good race, good weekend, fun time. Well, that's 2 more stages of Luxor that we got down. Now, so far, hard mode ain't that hard, but we're only about a little less than halfway through the game, so can't really say anything just yet. So as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And everybody, just do me a little favor. Have yourselves a great day.